Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Long Pamay, and in this short series, I'll be showing you how to build XLL add-ins using XLDNA. XLDNA is an open source project that lets you create .xll add-ins using C Sharp, VB.NET, or F Sharp. It's a great solution for development of high-performance user-defined functions. It also supports multi-threaded calculation, custom-driven interfaces, custom tasking. You can add Intellisense for your function, and one of the best things is it requires no installation or registration, and it therefore helps in distribution to reduce privileged environments. So you don't need an admin permission to install this. Okay, and for the sake of our viewers transitioning from VBA who are following this channel from the VBA background, I will keep these tutorials very simplified so that even the beginners can follow along. So before we begin, please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't, and please leave a thumbs up and a comment if this video has helped you. Okay, so this is the official website for XLDNA, and it has a quick start reference, and then additional, information on the package, and then further link to GitHub for sample codes and additional packages, and then the documentation, of course. So let's get started, and then we'll discuss more topics as we proceed. First, we need to create a class library with the .NET framework. You can either code, a Visual Basic, C Sharp, or F Sharp. I'm going to demonstrate this in Visual Basic, but then it's pretty much the same in C Sharp as well. Um, okay, so I'm going to start a new project, Control Shift N. I'm going to type look for class and look for .NET framework. Okay, so here .NET framework, and yeah, choose if you're C Sharp, then you'll choose the one for C Sharp, for example. From here, you'll change the language. And otherwise, yeah, you can proceed like this. Let's call this Excel DNA. I'll just call this PJ Excel DNA. And then I'll store this in the YouTube directory. Okay, so first we'll have to install this package. You can find this from the Nugget package manager as well, which will be here. This one, you can go here and search as well. Or alternatively, you can just install by running this command line. If you don't see this, you can go to view other windows and then click on package manager console. Okay, I'm gonna close this window for now. I'm gonna run from here. I'm gonna type in this line and hit enter. So this will basically install the XLDNA package. First off, it has all this, information. The readme.txt will guide you through creating your first function and then add additional resources. If it doesn't work, how to troubleshoot, if it doesn't start up in Excel, for an example. So for debugging and testing. Okay, when you have time, you can go through this. It's not too long as well. So yeah, so we have installed our first our package, and now we can start writing our code, or maybe we can just copy this into our class. I'll just actually just change that to module. It's the same thing. At least for now, let's call this my functions. Okay, this will not work yet. The IntelliSense will come in after in the later topic. So press F5 to start up, so you can see it's creating the package. Enable this for this session, and then if I run this hello DNA, and then within the pass the parameter something like hello my yeah. So this function basically takes the name as string and then return hello and the name that you pass. So this is basically a simple function. Okay, so just end this. Again, if you go to this particular directory, so here, as you go here, you'll be able to go to bin, and then you can directly install from here as well. So every time the package is published, um, go to developer add-ins, not this add-ins, XL add-in, browse, and then you can select based on the bit of your office and then click on OK. So that way as well, you can still use Hello DNA and then this, yeah. So that's basically the way to run it. I think this will be showing now in yeah, here, Hello DNA. So we can also create our own group here and then add that particular the function is here, though the Intellisense is not showing up yet. Okay, so we'll talk more in a bit. So that's a way to install it. So that's our first function. We can try maybe a couple of more. Like this is basically the description. We'll talk a bit more on this once we do the Intellisense part. Let's say add numbers, something like that. Add numbers, and then number one as double, number two as double. We'll take two parameters here, and you can either specify this or you can leave it blank as well. It will return you can return number one plus number two. Sorry, okay, so if I run this now, or I just build it from here, you can build from here, and since we already installed it there, it should be there now at numbers, yeah. So I can pass this number in this fashion. So I put one and one here, it's two, right? Now let me quickly demonstrate how to add IntelliSense for the functions and the parameters. So let's go to this gallery and search for XLDNA IntelliSense. Okay, so we need to run this, install this package, or again, you can search from the manager here as well. Okay, that will be more simpler. Okay, I'm gonna install this specific version, otherwise you can just run this line as well. Okay, so in order to implement this, we need to add a new class. Add class, let's call this XLDNA IntelliSense, for example. Okay, and here we need to import the integration. IntelliSense. And here we need to implement IXL add-in. Okay, so this part will take care of, you know, like the IntelliSense installing when it loads and then uninstall when it closes. Let me just comment this line. Don't need this. IntelliSense server dot install, and then this part will be uninstall. Okay, so this will take care of our IntelliSense that we have added here, like the function description that we have added so far. So let me try and load this up now. Uh, Let me import it here as well. Integration, IntelliSense. Okay, let me build this. Okay, succeeded. Hello DNA. So you can see the IntelliSense now, and then once you know hit tab, you are able to see the description. Now we can also add information about the parameters, more summary. We can also go in here and search. So yeah, parameters, the summary of the function. The way to add, first, I'll show you how to add a category. So here, you just put in a comma and then just follow this category. Let's call this, for example, XLDNA. We'll just create a group called XLDNA and then we'll store it there. Oh, sorry, I forgot to build. If I go here, we should see a new group called XLDNA. Okay, so this is a way to add your group there. And now if you want to add IntelliSense for your parameters as well, you can add it just before the name of the parameter. Okay, so um, here you can specify Excel argument and then in the bracket. Here you can specify like you did for this function, you can also specify description and then input your name. Let's first see if this works, then we'll add other ones. Hello, and then so this is the description for the function, and then here input your name, so that shows up now. So it works. Um, yeah. Now, again, if you have to do this for other parameters, you can here input number 2. Rebuild. And of course, yes, you can add more information, description, and then you can also put the help file. You can point it to, like maybe the CHM file that you have as a help for your application. So you can input all this as well. You can mark the thread as safe, volatile, and like later on we will talk more about this. If not, I'll add more contents in the blog so that you can try it out. Okay, let me rebuild this. So add numbers, and then here is number 1, input number 1, and then number 2, for example, 5, 5, add numbers. Yeah. If you go here as well, you'll be able to see the information, the name of the parameter, and then the description for that particular parameter. Okay, so that's a way to go about it. I would say it's very simple to follow this. Excel DNA is pretty easy to use. So I'll definitely encourage you to try it out. We did some videos long time ago on creating custom function. So if you are interested to do this in VBA, you can still use this. You can also do add a description, but in VBA, you cannot have the IntelliSense part. So XLDNA is, again, there's no way to compare it. It's definitely way powerful and faster. Uh, okay, and then I'll add, like more, all these links in the video description so you can read them. It will guide you through, especially if you go to GitHub and you click on XLDNA, you'll be able to see, like registration, XLDNA tutorials, IntelliSense, the one we've just covered some samples. So I've covered some basic samples, and then XLOOKUP function integration, like how if you're creating that by yourself, how it's that gonna look like. So definitely go and check it out. And now I'll demonstrate some more example on how to, like read and write to Excel or how to call the procedure. Maybe this is just a function, so we'll write a process as well to run it from your VBA code. So before we proceed, we can search for package here, Excel interloop. Um, okay, let's install this package as well. Like your project is exposed to Excel objects, and it's easier to work with it. Okay, and first example I'll show will be on how to maybe look through how to set up your application, workbook, worksheet, for example, and then we will call that from VBA. Uh, so let's import Microsoft Office interrupt Excel, and then I think that will be it for now. And so in the documentation here, you'll see somewhere. Um, I'll let you check later on as well, but basically here, you can directly access the APIs using this and this, right? Excel call and Excel reference. So we'll try some of these examples. So first, let's do this. Let's look through the range. So instead of creating a function, now I'm going to create a sub procedure. We'll call this, let's call this um, loop, loop and set random numbers. And here I'll say, say it's a string. We'll just take the string parameters. Uh, Start range as string, and then end range as string. Okay, first we'll set up our application. Like we did in VSTO, we'll cast our application XLDNA util.application, and then we'll cast this as XL application. Okay, and second will be our worksheet. We can again cast this. We'll use this sh that is there, and app dot active workbook dot sheets, and then we'll use our sh, and then this is going to be casted as excel.worksheet. Okay, and then our range basically, and then we'll just call this rows dot range, and then here we can specify our start range and end range, and then this will get in the codes, and we will go further more into this topic, and then rows dot, and then we will uh, and then excel dot range, and here we can specify our start and end range. Okay, hopefully I put all the brackets correctly. Okay, and then now we can look through the cells on rows. Create row in rows, and then row the cells dot value. Scroll to application dot. I'll just use the worksheet function random, and then let's put this something like that. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so the build succeeded. I'm gonna call this, let's call this test, this function, and we'll just say run. And then here, okay, this macro name needs to go within the code. First will be the name of the sheet and the parameter first range. Let's call this A1, and then we want to input this till, let's say, G10. Okay, so let me run this. Um, okay, it didn't run. Just give me a moment. Okay, this name of the sheet was missed. Okay, so this is just a random number. If I rerun this, okay, even if you put application.run or run should be okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's the way to go about like setting up your application and then your worksheet and then like range. For example, here you're able to see like more methods once you put in this application. Similarly, once you do worksheet, you're able to see like methods associated with it. Okay, so just play around. I'll show one more example. Let's say another easy way to, like I've mentioned about how to use the Excel reference um, to enter a formula. So let's call this sub insert formulas. Okay, let's call this team formula. This is just basically a variable name. Equal to, and then within the string we can just say equal to, I don't know, any formula, maybe a VLOOKUP formula, anything within the string. For now, I'll just put in something like that. Okay, and then we'll say dim ref x b reference equal to new Excel reference, and then here you can specify the range. Okay, for example, start row and end row, and then start column and end column, something like that. And then we will use this Excel call, for example, um, dot Excel, and then fill. This is there are other ways definitely to do that. You can definitely put a string here as well, but if you have to fill the formula this way, do it faster to do it, I would say. And again, this is just a demonstration. There are so many other examples that you can use out there. And then, okay, starting up. So um, oh, sorry, we'll just run this. Here we don't have any parameters. So yeah, this is basically the formula that we put in here. In this section, I'm going to quickly demonstrate how to add a custom ribbon to your XLL add-in or plugin. In VSTO, it's pretty easy. Like you can go add a component and then search for a designer. You can add them. But here, the way to implement that is a little bit different. So I'm going to demonstrate that as well. Um, we have done a lot of video on RibbonX in VBA as well as in VSTO. So here are all the videos on RibbonX for VBA, and as you go up here, you see all this RibbonX for, like .NET or VSTO projects. So I'm not gonna go through on that, but I'll directly take a sample from there. And if you have any questions, please comment below, and then I'll try to come back to you as soon as possible. Now, the only difference is that here you can add this. First, you'll have to add the XML here into this project, the project name add-in.dna. Just paste it here, and then you need to add one more tag that is here at the top. Um, at the top, you need to add with a capital C like this, okay, custom UI. And then in the end, you need to add again with the capital like this. Okay, so that will be it. In this, we are saying scratch start from scratch is false, so we will have the Excel ribbon, and then we will have the ID for this tab is custom tab, and then the name will be custom tab, or we can just call it Excel DNA. And then the group is just a loader, and then these are different buttons, the label for those buttons, and then the size is all normal. The code, code 1 2 3 4. So I'll just make this code all the same. Maybe I'll just say code 1x or something, or macro 1. Let's call this macro 1. And these are the image that we want to add. And then the way to implement this will be, I think we can add it here. I'll create a new namespace. I'll just call this Excel DNA namespace, like that. And then here we will add we'll implement in this class Excel DNA dot integration dot ribbon custom UI. Okay. And first we'll need to add our class, create a new class. Maybe we'll just call my ribbon like this, and inherits Excel ribbon. And here we can add the callback for the macro one that we added. Where is that? Here, okay. So we'll just say public sub, and then macro one, and then here by val. We'll just, this can be any variable name, control one as, and then I ribbon control. And then here you can put in the code that you want to run. So let's say we want to run the function that we have added here. We can just insert this just for now. Something like that. Let's build this. Okay, so see that? So it should be there now. The ribbon is not here. So some tagging must be wrong. Just let me recheck. Okay, we need to set this visible property to true here. Let's try again. Okay, so the ribbon is here, and these are the buttons we added. The group name. Okay, I think the code didn't work. Let's try to call another example here. Let's try and call this. Maybe this function didn't compile properly. So let's say call this. The name of the sheet will be sheet 1. Start range A1, let's say to, again, same example, G10. Let's rebuild this. Okay, so these are the random numbers. Yeah, so it seems to be working. Okay guys, that's gonna be all for this video, but if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and I'll try to come back to you as soon as possible. In our upcoming videos, I'll try to cover more topics on XLL. Maybe we'll try to add a task pane and so on. And if you think the video is helpful, please do not forget to leave a like and share them with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.